What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megan Shrine, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Dew Crew. This is Ball Hawk Fatima Lafonum of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
All right, let's try that again. Well, greetings and salutations, everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Hey, Lions Talk Live, morning show edition. No volume. Well, hopefully you guys can hear me now. So, should be able to hear me now. Can you not hear me now? Well, you should be able to hear me now. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. All right. All right. We've got some breaking news that hit last evening. We'll dive into that today. We'll get into some other stuff. CBS Sports is reporting that the Lions are going to re-sign CD3 or getting pretty dang close to it. So we'll go through all of that and dive into perhaps a little bit more. Yes, my voice is a little shot, as you probably know or may not know. We are in the playoffs. The team I coach, it was round 3 last night, the district championship, and the Red Wolves did manage to pull off a big rally in the fourth quarter to secure their, the school's first district title in whatever it is, 15 years or something like that. All right, we're going to get into 5 headlines now. We're going to get into the main topic of the day. We're going to get all that stuff. But if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Making that push to get to 13,300, and we are just 18 subs away. So if you can withstand the audio issues at the start of the show and everything else, and you want to help subscribe to the channel, please reach out and do just that by hitting the subscribe button. Also, while you're hitting that button, if you would be so kind, reach on down, hit the thumbs up button, the like button, all the buttons. We try to get every episode of the show between 200, 300, 400 or more thumbs up or likes. As you guys probably very aware, it just helps everybody on YouTube out. So whenever you can, hit that thumbs up button for whoever show you're watching. All right, with all that done, rocking and rolling, just one last thing for me to bore you with, and that is if you, if you are considering buying or selling property in the great state of Michigan, go ahead and give me a call, shoot me a text. You see the number on the screen, 269-998-2384. Been in the industry for over 30 years, so if you're looking for someone to work on your behest, try to help you find vacant land, commercial property, new property or house for you and the fam, go ahead and give me a call or shoot me a text. I'll actually be showing Micro Mike a house or two later today, so as he is looking for perhaps somewhere new to call home. All right, let's get this rocking and rolling, and may not be a full hour here today. I'm a little winded and definitely got to get into coach mode and start breaking down some film when I have some free time today on the team we're going to face Monday in the next round of the playoffs. So, all right, let's get into 5 headlines now. Five glorious headlines coming at you. Lions predicted to address biggest weakness with 9-time Pro Bowl addition. Story by Nathan Doherty of The Heavy. Could it be that the Lions do go after this gentleman? We seem to talk about it almost every day. Somebody is rumored to be coming to the Detroit Lions. Somebody is not going to come to Detroit Lions. Whatever it may be, this wouldn't cost any draft capital. But you know what? Sheila Hamm's going to have to open up the old checkbook a little bit, I suspect. And it is Khalil Mack. Nathan Doherty says he is aware that the Lions have some thoughts or, turn their attentions towards potentially signing him. Lions looking to make a splash move. Will Khalil Mack, after playing in the NFL for a gajillion years, be the answer at edge? Really give him a little bit of a beefed-up presence? I'm not so sure about that. I'm not really sure if he's a big improvement or any kind of improvement over Zadarius Smith. But what he would bring is a little bit of depth there. Now, what's it going to cost to get him? Man, that's a great question. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I feel like this is about the fourth time this week we've dived into this very topic. I wouldn't be upset if Brad Holmes went and got him. I'm just not so sure if that's going to be the Lions' biggest move. But what say you do, crew? I feel like I have to ask every day when one of these stories comes out. I'm not mad if they do it, but I wouldn't pay a huge contract to him. And maybe somebody else will. So if somebody else wants to pay more, let them get him. All right, Lions signed starter to a $25.5 million extension before old coach had a chance to try and poach him. Story by John Vaccaro of Athlon Sports. Love the headline for that one. And John Vaccaro is dead right. We all probably are aware that Aaron Glenn wanted Derek Barnes. He wants Ife Melifano. He wants Levi Onwuzurike to all come over to the Jets. Well, at least for right now, there's one less person available to come there. I have no idea if he's going to go after CD3. We'll talk about that during the main topic of the day. But if you were not aware of, then yesterday, per Ian Rappaport and a gajillion other different reporters with NFL media, they did break the news. I didn't have time to come on air. Sorry about that, guys. But Derek Barnes signed a 3-year, $25.5 million extension for the Lions. He is a key part of the defense. I think we all get that. $16 million of the deal is fully guaranteed. And you know what? I like it. I like the fact that you're again, as the Lions organization, you're seeing just a complete change from what it was for the last 40 or 50 years. They're going to take care of their own guys first. Derek Barnes, is he a generational linebacker? No, he's not. He's not somebody that's over the top great, but he is pretty good. He does make a difference. He is a bit of a Swiss Army knife. He can rush a quarterback. He can play the Sam. He's got a lot of different stuff going for him. And yes, he's a homegrown product. We get it that, the $25 million price tag jumps out at everybody. But if you look around the NFL, getting a linebacker for, whatever it ends up being, a little over $8 million a year, especially one as versatile as him, that's tough to do nowadays. The $8 million is something that catches some eyes, but it's really also, if you look for somebody with his credentials, I don't think the Lions overpaid him. In fact, when you break down his full numbers, and I probably don't have all the numbers, but when you look at it, thinking of the last year, it basically becomes about a $6 million deal. That's really not that bad if both sides want to walk away from each other, move on, whatever you want to say. I think the Lions actually got a pretty team-friendly deal here. But what say you do, crew? Are you happy with Barnes? Are you not happy with Barnes? I guess say Barnes yes or no in the comment section and let me know. All right, moving on to the next of the 5 headlines now. The latest in the DK Metcalf trade saga, story by Justin Marco. Well, I'm going to kill that last name, so I'm just going to leave it alone. So we've talked about it for a month now. I had some reports come to me about a month ago before Metcalf was announced to be wanting to be traded from the Seattle Seahawks, that I was aware that the Lions had some thoughts about potentially, or I don't remember the whole thing, but I believe it was basically that the Lions had thought about signing DK Metcalf or getting him in a trade. My question is, DK Metcalf, you look at the guy, he's obviously a freak of nature when it comes to his size, his speed, his strength, run blocks. He does the stuff that Dan Campbell definitely wants. You've got to be able to put in the grind in order to get on the field. He wants people who are going to contribute in all facets of the offense, not one-dimensional. My question is with Metcalf, while he is a superior athlete without any question, would he fit with the team? Would he fit with the locker room? He's going to want, I think, a new contract too, if I'm not mistaken. Can you afford to have him, Jameson Williams, St. Brown out there at the same time? That's a great question, and that one I think is an easy answer. I do think if the Lions want to take that offense to an almost just totally unguardable, status, you could add somebody like DK Metcalf. My other thought is you have so many solid receivers in free agency this year. Do you really need to trade for DK Metcalf? Not all of them are going to be as physically gifted as Metcalf, but You're also not having to give up draft capital to acquire them. You might even be able to get a couple of them on a cheaper deal than Metcalf. Are you happy or sad if the Lions go for him? Because this thing is probably going to unfold before the draft, wherever he's going to go. All right, Detroit Lions re-sign another special teams linebacker by Jeremy Risman of SB Nation. And you know what? This flew under the radar, I think, for most fans yesterday, just because you did have Derek Barnes signing. Detroit Lions are bringing back special teamers linebacker Ezekiel Turner, who joined the team in the middle of the 24 season. And me, myself, and I like it because the guy is pretty athletic. He does play a role on the defense as well. I guess you could say he could almost become the next, Jalen Reeves-Maben. They're very similar in their athletic build, plus their size, their mass, how they move around on the field. I'm not at all in any way, shape, or form disappointed by this re-signing, and I do think it gives us pretty good depth there if we do decide to go on at some point and not draft a linebacker, focus on other things in the draft. I think having Turner is a nice plus for the team. All right, last of the 5 headlines now, not exactly Lions related, but Browns non-tendering restricted free agent edge James Houston. Ian Rappaport of NFL Media with this one. I know there's some of you that love him, some of you that don't love him, James Houston. What we can say now, though, is 2 teams have moved on from him. While that rookie season, when he got in there those last 8 games, it was just something out of a comic book what he was doing. He was rewriting the NFL rookie record book, etc. And then we all get it. He broke his ankle. He broke his lower leg. And it does appear James Houston just isn't the same guy he once was. Is it that? Is it that he just can't help out as much in the run game? He's kind of one-dimensional. All those are probably contributing factors. Houston is 26, was a 6th-round pick for the Lions out of Jackson State back in 22. He signed a 4-year, $3.8 million contract with Detroit. As you guys know, everybody kept hoping he would return to the form he had in his rookie year. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and it does look like if the Lions want to bring him back, I guess they could. But what say you? If you've watched this show before, you know I'm a big James Houston fan. I'm just not so sure James Houston is who he once was, or he's just basically a pass rush situational guy, which, hey, you can never have enough of those, right? All right, let's go ahead and end the 5 headlines now and head on over to the main topic of the day. Main topic of the day, CBS Sports is reporting that the Detroit Lions are predicted to re-sign Carlton Davis. This is from Ryan Love of Lions Wire as well, contributing in this report. And it's been talked about all week long. And now that you got Derek Barnes signed, what's the next domino for the Detroit Lions? We always talk about they want to re-sign their own guys, especially the drafted people they've had. They continue to do that. Carlton Davis, while not drafted by the Detroit Lions, he was traded for by the Lions. And I would say all reports were that he was a great teammate here. I don't think you have any real negative things in regards to CD3. Maybe I'm missing something. But I do think if this holds water, that Carlton Davis, who's 28 years old, does come back with Detroit, this defense is looking pretty dang tough. Assuming Aiden Hutchinson returns to form, Aleem McNeil returns to form, and now you're going to add potentially a free agent to the team, maybe 2. If we don't sign somebody in free agency, I won't be surprised if the Lions do make a trade for someone like a Trey Hendrickson. I know everybody's going to say Myles Garrett. I have no idea if we're going to go for Myles Garrett. I am aware that Myles Garrett was on the Rich Eisen show or something like that and said, hey, if they're not going to trade me, then I'm just not going to play in regards to the Cleveland Browns. Kudos to him for wanting to keep his stance. I also get that the Cleveland Browns don't want to give up on a generational pass rusher. They've got enough problems, and some of it is their salary cap too. Whatever it may be, this Detroit Lions defense, if they are able to keep CD3, that secondary, we all get it with TA, this with the safeties, with the depth we're developing. That's secondary looks pretty dang good. The linebacking core, little bit of a question mark with him until yesterday when Derek Barnes resigned. Now those starters are looking dang good. Whatever you do with Rodrigo, I guess we'll find out from here, but I hope we can retain him. There just aren't going to be that many holes on this team if you do resign Carlton Davis. Now you got the draft coming up. You really can continue to develop, and who knows, maybe some of those guys that were late round picks or whatever, developmental projects, do start panning out. All right, again, I'm not going to be on here for a full hour today, so I'm not going to spend a bunch of time breaking this one down. Let's go over to the Duke Crew, see what you guys have to say, and then I'm probably out of here for today because I need a Mountain Dew. I need to get ready for work. And, yes, I need to break down a whole lot of film on a team I know nothing about. All right, Michael, greetings, salutations, Coach and Duke Crew, exclamation point, one pride, back at you. JDC, morning all, and thank you for that, JDC. Frank Ting, what up, do to all? Go Lions. I like the way you're thinking there, Frank. Tori, that's my coach, exclamation point. Great comeback win. Thank you for that last night. We were watching it, and I kept telling everybody at the house, wait until late in the third. Coach will make a change to the O&D, catch them off guard. Yep, it's been a long-time strategy of mine, and, hey, it paid some dividends in both games this week. We faced two really great teams, great players on those teams, incredibly well-coached teams. But every coach has their strengths and weaknesses, or maybe that's not even what I want to say. Maybe it's things you look to do in intense moments and situations. And it's been a long-standing thing of mine. We're trying to catch people off guard with some changes to the offense and defense late in pressure games. And hey, I guess you flip a coin. Sometimes stuff works, sometimes it doesn't. This week it came up heads in every game for us, so it worked out. How about that? And thank you for that, Troy. Big Eddie, greetings, salutations. Woo! Glad we brought back Barnes. So are we sure about Davis? It's not 100%. Nothing will be until it's reported that he's signing, right? But I would say it does seem like from both people on this one, with the CBS Sports and then Ryan Love with Lions Wire, both outlets are reporting from their perspective, from their people, that the Lions are close to re-signing CD3. I have no idea what the terms would be. I have no idea the length of the contract. I'm simply passing on what they're saying. And you know what? If I'm the Detroit Lions, I absolutely want to do this. I think you can get 3 or 4 more years out of Carlton Davis. And I do think maybe the last year or two maybe kind of takes on that iffy role where he's roaming. But I have no idea if that's their long-term plan, if they just want to keep him outside or anything like that. I know what I would do. It's not exactly the same thing as what Kelvin Shepard would do. All right, JDC, no denying the Detroit Lions are going to the Super Bowl this year. Exclamation point. Also, congrats, coach and team. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. Let's see, JK, Geno to Raiders, short-term quarterback solution. Yeah, I was pretty surprised by this. I want to think my brother Tim sent it over to me, but I was focused on the bus ride and stuff like that, going over to the game or coming back from the game, whatever it was. And yeah, Geno Smith or Sam Darnold going to Seattle, and now Geno going to the Raiders. Talk about musical chair quarterbacks. Trey, what's good, everybody? Sounds like the Browns and Garrett are going to face off. Does that drive the price down? If Garrett is really going to not play for the Cleveland Browns, I think that will push the price down on them. Just because some teams know they got you in a bad way. You've got a diminishing product that's spoiling over here. And that would be the lifetime of a player, especially since he's going to be 30 by next year. Myles Garrett's a great player, but he is going to get older. And if he isn't playing on the field, he does nothing for the Cleveland Browns. So what are you going to do? I don't know. If we could get him for a first and a third and a fifth, I'd probably pull the trigger. I'm cheap, so I'm kind of the same wheelhouse as Brad Holmes when it comes to stuff like that. Jim, good morning, Duke Crew. Let's get our free agents signed before Monday. That'd be great, wouldn't it? To not have worry about losing players. And good morning, Jim. George, good morning, Duke Crew. So with Darnold going to Seattle, it looks like JJ time with the Vikings. Yeah, I would think so. And what JJ McCarthy is going to be like at the NFL level, I have no idea. To me, he's more or less a rookie next year. Good for him. Good for them. Hopefully it goes well from him. Unless he's playing the Detroit Lions, then I hope he throws 50 interceptions on the first drive of the game. All right. Detroit D, greetings, salutations to the Duke Crew, and back at you. Good to see you, my friend, as always. France, good day all, and hopefully it's a great one for you. Stephanie, good morning, boys. First, nice win, Coach Dan. Thank you for that. Second, I love that we're bringing back Derek Barnes and hopefully see Carlton Davis. Our defense was top 5 before the injuries. It was a very noticeably different season for the defense prior to all the injuries. And you think about all these guys coming back, could it be we signed Marcus Davenport? If he's a rotational piece, I would not be mad with it. Hey, maybe you guys have a different thought. I don't think it's going to break the bank to have him out there. You have him, Zadarius, Alaquin, Aiden, whoever you draft to, because I'm sure they're going to draft edge. Now that the defense starts looking pretty deep and young, developing, you can replace guys without having to go out of the house in another year or two when you need to. So there you go. Jesse, greetings, salutations, Duke Crew. If we can snag Davis and somehow retain Levi, I think this team can then just focus on the draft and possibly one trade. The D could be legit. Yeah, 100%. This D, if you can resign CD, you've already got Davis. I mean, even if you don't get Carlton Davis, it's a pretty good D. Just having him adds another layer to it and another veteran. You don't have to break in. You know what you're getting from him. I really think the Lions are set up, and I've said this before on the show this offseason. In my belief, next year's team will be the deepest Lions team of my lifetime. I'm going on 53. I just struggle to think of another Lions team that would have been deeper than this particular one forthcoming. And that's assuming, of course, your picks all hit, etc., which you have no reason to think that Brad Holmes is somehow all of a sudden going to not know how to draft. Henry Moore, good morning, Coach Dan and Duke Crew. What a team. What a podcast. Thank you for that. What a time to be a Lions fan. Woo! Go Lions. And good morning to you. Big Daz, good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. Oh, yeah. I guess the info I had was wrong about CD3 signing with Green Bay. I sure would like it if he stays. Trade for Hendrickson, that would be great. Yeah, Hendrickson, I don't think, in my opinion, it's going to be like a third-ish rounder for him. I don't think it's going to elevate to a first or second. Been wrong before, though. Let's see, Silver Server, good morning, Coach and everyone, and back at you. Burger time, hey, good to see you, man, friend. Good morning, Coach. Big week coming up for the Lions. Let's get it. Go Lions. Woo! Yes, it is. Free agency is upon us, and tick, tick, tick. Get ready for all the breaking news across the NFL. I think we're already starting to see the opening salvos for some of that news with Darnold and other people moving around. Brent, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Congrats on your victory, Coach. Exclamation point. Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you very much for that. I can tell my voice is starting to go. Burger time. Top of the morning to you, JDC. Go Lions. One pride. You got to love the pride. Susan, good morning. Great job last night, Coach Dan. Congrats to you and your team. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Burger time. Good morning, Silver Server. Big Daz. Congrats on the big win, Coach. Hey, it's the kids are going to be feeling pretty good today. And, man, it was fun watching them after the game. You just love it for them. All right, JDC, morning at Yalberg. Back at you both. Let's see, Quentin, greetings, salutations. Got to get that dude on the edge, really push the D and trade for DK2. If we could get somebody, like you're saying, on the edge to be, just a big impact guy. And who knows, maybe the Lions just feel Za'Darius is that guy, that dude. And yes, if you could get DK Metcalf, I get there'll be questions about his personality. So if I'm the Lions, I got to feel like, one, we can control him in the locker room, or he's not going to be a distraction. I shouldn't say control him, but make sure he's going to be a part of what we want to achieve. If you can do that and get DK Metcalf, man, oh man, that Lions offense might just be incredibly scary. And let's not forget, if you can re-sign Kevin Zeitler for a 1 or 2 year deal, man, that could be a real chef's kiss off season. All right, Berg time. We need CD3. He's back. He's a big part of the secondary. When he went down, it was definitely noticeable. Just wish he could hold up durability-wise. Yeah, some of it is, I think he does play, I don't want to say with reckless abandon, but he does throw his body around. So that's probably also why he gets injured a little bit. So small morning, hit that like and subscribe. Thank you for that. Yes, if you guys can hit both those buttons. Server, Coach, do you know who I would try to get as a backup quarterback if Hooker gone and they don't pick from to be number 2? Nick Mullins, that cocky gunslinger from the Vikings. I like the way he puts it up. For a backup, you're probably spot on with that, Silver. He would, I would assume, be a pretty ideal backup. He's got some starting experience. He does have an arm. He's got a little bit of a mobility, too. I'm not going to say he's like running all over the place, but he's mobile. How about that? Big Daz, do you think the Lions will sign Mack after we just signed Barnes? Well, I guess yes, Big Daz, just because you look at the positions they play, and yes, I get they both can be backers, but Mack is more of a defensive end / outside backer in a 3-4 scheme. I think they could get him. But again, I think the question comes down to, is he going to be okay with being a backup, or are you telling Za'Darius he's the backup? Somebody's going to want to start. Voltron, the free agent market for receivers is crazy loaded. Yeah, there's a ton of dudes out there. And some of that, Voltron, I think is just because there's been such an emphasis on having so many receivers drafted in like the last 3 or 4 years in the first round. If a guy really just doesn't stand out, I feel like the mindset in the NFL right now is you can just go draft another wide receiver in the first couple rounds and not have to pay that guy a big, second contract. So that's why I think you're hitting so many guys in free agency. JC, the Silver Server, yep. I was impressed with Mullins too. Yeah, me too, man. I liked him. Big Daz, we have to sign Laporta also. Don't want to lose him. Yeah, don't want to lose him. Don't want to lose Brian Branch. Lions are going to – I'm glad I'm not paying those checks. How about that? Pat, let's be real. We've got so many good, young, talented players. Someone isn't going to be here in a few years. Focus on this upcoming season. Yeah, as long as they keep drafting and developing, at some point, you're right. You're not going to be able to resign everybody to a second contract. So you got to have those replacements available when they hit. All right, when the guys, whoever you're not going to keep when they're going to take off. Keith, good morning and greetings, salutations. Dan to the Duke Crew, back at you. Hopefully it's a good one. David, I won't be mad about Mullins either. Yeah, I think he would not be a bad backup by any means. Trim Reaper, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Woo! And same to you. I'm not sure what's going on there. Shh, we're all quiet. Okay, too quiet in here. Hey, all right, we'll make it a little bit louder. Brent, sure hope CD3 stays. Multiple games changing plays last season made me a fan of him. Yes, yeah, he did a real good job there. JDC, Dre Force Rocks, Andy Rose, Miles Meyer, great salutations. Yay for the Lions to keep Barnes. Yeah, I thought it was a great re-signing. Probably a lot of us didn't think it was going to happen. I would, maybe some of you guys did. I don't think many people did, but it was kind of a surprise move yesterday. Saturday morning. Yes, it is Saturday morning there, Stephanie. JDC, Puff. Woo! Coffee, Lions Talk Live. Yeah. Sorry about the volume. Yeah, my bad. Let's see, Trina, good morning on this blessed Saturday from Kalamazoo, Michigan. You and the family have a safe and blessed day. Go Lions. I'm back at you. Yep, and then here we go. Yeah, my bad. Yep. We'll just kind of power through these real quick. Yeah, hopefully, can't hear you. Well, I'm glad you guys can now. JDC, woo! Yeah, there we go. Laughing, yes, it does happen once in a while on the show. All right, well, we can hear you. Give a woo mic check, and there you go. You know what? Just for you, how about this? Just so I can have a second to clear my throat. All right, there you go. Ken, congrats, Coach. Woo! And thank you for that, Ken. Trim Reaper, happy Saturday morning to you, Steph. There you go. Hey, what's this? Thank you very much for this. Kill shots. Thanks. Thank you very much. Let's see. Here's a do for the do crew from the do. My initials are do. Say that 3 times fast. Yeah, probably can't, man. Probably can't. But thank you very much for that. And just for you doing that, I got to keep the standard. Thank you very much, man. Very kind of you. JP, wow, amazing. Congrats to you and the team. Yeah, one heck of a comeback, man. One heck of a comeback. And both, this was round 3 of the playoffs. And both of our playoff games this week were, fourth quarter, big rallies. Man, the team needs a day off. We'll put it that way, just to kind of let it all, sink in. Boss Up Ball Up Podcast. Congrats, Coach Dan. Thank you for that, Man of Steel. Keith, congrats on your big win last night, Dan. Thank you much. What up, Duke Crew? What's up, Man of Steel? Ken, over 100 in the channel, 45 likes. Hit that like button. Yes, if you guys can, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit all the buttons. Keith, woo! All right, we'll go with that. JK, hey, Kurt, happy Saturday to you. Happy Saturday to all. Phil, good morning. Congrats. Thank you very much. Burns, they are saying Levi Onwuzurike will leave. Martin is a bust, maybe. McNeil is injured. That leaves Reader, Wingo, Pico, and Adams. We need defensive tackles way more than edges. Yeah, I almost wonder if we draft in the first round a defensive tackle, but you never know. I mean, there are a lot of good defensive tackles, in my opinion, in this draft. I could see you going edge if you feel there's less there in round 1, and then maybe tackle in D2. All right, round 2, I should say. Vincent E., good morning, Dan, Duke Crew, and Coach Dan. Woo! And back at you. Boss Up. What up, Doe? Burger time. Hope CD3 news is legit. Congrats, Coach. Happy for you and the team. Yeah, me too, man. I'm happy for the team. 2, I really do hope we can re-sign CD3. I like the dude. I like the kid. I think he's wired the right way. But see, Burger time. Boss Up. Lions haven't done well with yeah, they have not done so well with defensive ends, especially aging ones. Vince E., I'm not a Mac fan. Some aren't, man. Some are definitely not. Pierce, Kurt, as long as he hasn't been injured, that's an improvement. There you go. There you go. Jason, congrats to Coach Dan, the man with a district playoff winning plan. Hey, yes, we got her done. Kurt Steele, Pierce, I know, right? Let's see, Detroit D, happy to see Barnes back. Me too, man. Again, keeping the mantra, you take care of your own. Everybody around the NFL pays attention to the Lions nowadays. And I mean that from a personnel standpoint, a scouting department standpoint, and a player standpoint. Remember last year when the 53-man cut down happened? You heard Brad Holmes saying, and many people told their agents they wanted to come to Detroit. Get me there. I mean, we've all been Lions fans long enough to remember that wasn't always the case. Times have really changed, and part of it is they take care of their own pretty well. Let's see, Pierce, Kurt, I'm done with the older injured reclamation projects. There you go. Trim Reaper, what up, though? Kurt the Hitman and Batman? He may be Batman. How about that? Taylor Made, what's unusual about Barnes is coming off a knee injury, still got extended. He is, so they had to feel pretty good about it. Remember, Taylor Made, and by the way, good to see you, man. It's been a minute. Towards the end of last season when we were getting near the playoffs, there was some speculation Barnes could be back for the Super Bowl. So I'm guessing that's a tell that he was getting pretty healthy. The training staff said, yeah, this guy's good. And now you've got another month or two. They've probably have tested out that knee and said, yeah, he's fine. All right, Phil, glad Barnes is signed. Me too, man. JP, I like the contract for Barnes. Yeah, I thought it was not a bad deal. He got something, the team got something, and we didn't break the bank, in my opinion. Pierce, Barnes indifferent to me. Okay, we'll go with that. Rocky, good morning, Coach. Congratulations on the win. Keep it going. Yeah, the only downside is they used to give you like 3 or 4 days between the Friday night game and the next week's game. We've got till Monday. Monday we're playing again. Johnny L, yabba dabba do. Good morning to the awesome Duke crew, and same to you, my friend. Mr. Ed, good morning, Coach Dan and Duke crew, and back at you. Kurt Steele, why Barnes? Yes, I like Barnes too. JP, a lot of big 210 wide receivers in the draft. Yes, and then there's some a little bit bigger than that. Hex no to DK, says Frank the Tank. Kurt Steele, Pierce Sargent, that's why I'm a no on Bosa. Okay, yeah, Bosa is an injured machine at this point in his career. Gary, greetings, salutations, congrats on the win, Coach. If the Commanders release Allen, yes, I have heard that they're considering that. I think he would be a great addition in a rotation here. Help fill the hole and a solid veteran. Yeah, and I get his production isn't what it was a couple of years ago, but I think as far as a rotational guy at the right price, I like your idea. Metcalf is a diva. No way, says Pierce, and I do agree. That is a concern. Henry Orr, greetings, salutations, Kurt Steele. Pierce, Kurt, I'm with you, but Bosa does scream Brad Holmes signing. With the injuries, yeah, I get what you're saying. Trim Reaper, congratulations, Coach. You can do it. Win it all, baby. Woo! Yeah, that is the plan at this point. Keep on going. Keep it on trucking. Keith, happy about DK? Kurt, hex no on DK. Let's see. Rocky, special teams is becoming obsolete now with the new kickoff rule. With our kickers, we should be just fine. Yeah, that and really, I guess it's just what? Punt coverage. That's really the only thing I can think of where special teams is coming to play. And not that that's nothing. It's just you're putting less wear on those bodies. And maybe there's less of a need for it to be as strong as it once was. Frank Future, cherry picker. I didn't want to draft a wide receiver last year, but I want to draft one this year. I have been looking for a job and checking out driving side hustles. Okay. Good luck with that. Let me know. Kurt Rapport, better watch his back when he goes to Starbucks. All right, fair enough. There must be a story there I'm not aware of. Mr. Ed, welcome back, Derek Barnes. Finally, Brad is signing people. Yes, it's about that time of year, ain't it, Mr. Ed? JDC, getting real in the D, go Lions. I like the way you're thinking. JP Houston is a camp body, yes, unguaranteed only. Yeah. He's probably not getting guaranteed money at this point. Could he come back? Man, I don't know. Robert, greetings, everyone. Back at you. Rocky, give Houston a shot. Maybe AG was his problem. Yeah, it could be that. It could be a thought. If you want him just for pass rushing, and if you feel like he's healthy, maybe they do take a look. Kurt, any more? What up, Joe? Pierce, when it comes to CD3, he wants a bag. He does want a big bag. No doubt about that. Kurt Steele, salute, says Brent. Rocky, if I was CD, I wouldn't want to go to a team with, like the Jets, that's for sure. I would get that just because at this point in his career, I guess the question really comes down to, does he want every dollar he can possibly get from a franchise, or does he want a chance to win? That's the part I can't answer. Kurt Steele, Brett Salute. There you go. I'd say, Curtis, thank you for all you do. Hey, no worries, man. I enjoy it, Curtis, and hopefully you guys enjoy being here, man. Kurt, let's see, Pierce, I think Davis wants a long-term deal. Yeah, I don't. He came out and said he doesn't want like a 1 or 2 year deal. Pierce, Kurt, I'm fine long-term, but I'm worried about the final cap. Yeah, always got to be worried about the cap. Timothy, Hitsville, USA, America's team, Lions, Tigers, Pistons, and Red Wings are hitting everything. God bless these 3-1-3. Yes, bless the 3-1-3. And yeah, right now, man, the Lions, how about this? Detroit sports is having a real renaissance. Henry Moore, go get them, coach. Bring home those wins. Woo! I like the way you're thinking. Jess, what is the holdup on Zeitler? Money, term, desire, the Bears? I think he's just really, from my understanding, he really is just considering retiring. He's just taking some time. We'll know real quick, I think, with him probably within the first week of free agency. Maybe somebody can kind of seduce him into coming to another team with a big money contract, longer term deal, something like that. Or maybe just resigns the Lions, or maybe he just says, hey, no mas. Kurt Steele, Pierce Sargent, I think he wants to stay in Detroit. I think the Lions can find a way to keep him at a good price with a couple of avoidable years on the back end. All right, we'll go with that. Rocky, hoping Rakestraw gets to play a few downs this year to learn the trade of a tough position in the NFL, so we need CD to teach him a few more things. Yeah, I'd say that's spot on. David, good morning, all. D wins championships, but luck and health play a big part. You are not wrong with that, sir. Jess, Myles Garrett is sitting out next year. Who will blink first? If I'm the Browns, it's got to be me, because every year he ages, his value goes down, his production goes down. Having a piece of fruit sit up there in the stands and age over time, eventually you get nothing from it. Let's see, Pierce, Kurt, I hope you're right. Kurt, me too, says Kurt. All right, Keith, we need to get CD3 Super Bowl bound 14-3 or more. Woo! Go Lions. I like the way you're thinking. Derek, let's see, the Browns should let Garrett sit it out. The man should honor the contract that he signed. Don't want a player like that on our team. All right, we'll go with that. JDC, Magic 8 Ball says defense wins the big one. I like the way you're thinking. Miles Meyer, good morning. Brent DeWitt, hope CD3 stays too. Me too. Jess, Davenport on the cheap. Sure. No Iffy or Mosley. The IR boss is full enough already. Yeah, I'd be okay with Davenport, and maybe that's what they do. It would not upset me if we draft someone, have Davenport, and I've gone through it before. You get it. Daddy Gamer, good morning. America from California Duke Crew. Resign best players, get healthy, and kill it in the draft. Then go to the bowl. Woo! Fire. I like it indeed. Hey, and it's real early where you are, my friend. So hopefully you're off to a good start today, or who knows, maybe you're just ending the night. I don't know. Leonard, coach, good luck on Monday. Lions are not addressing the health issue. It's concerning. Any thoughts or insights? I'm sure they're going to look into all the practices, what they can do in the offseason to help keep players healthy, and then during the season. What those are going to be, Leonard, I don't know. They'll reveal that probably over time, and if they're going to make any changes to the training staff, etc. But as of right now, I have not heard anything about a change to the training staff. Rocky, hopefully, since he doesn't want to trade in the division, so that would give us a little better chance of getting him. Yeah, my anticipation is if Trey Hendrickson gets traded, they're gonna send him to an NFC team. They don't want to see him. They don't want to do that. I think most teams try to go that route. Philippines on Demand, congrats, Dan, on the big one. Thank you very much for that. Jess, Trey would be awesome, and the Miles talk, I'll go with that. T-Bones, I'm late. Hey, at least you missed the audio problem. Josh, Trey Hendrickson, Detroit by Monday afternoon. I would love that. I would love it a ton, man. Paris, Kurt, any word from Kirby's deal? Yeah, I know somebody sent me some stuff yesterday saying they thought Kirby Joseph was about ready to resign. I just haven't found that anywhere. So, Kurt, I'll trust in your wisdom if you have it. Philippines, I would not mind bringing in Trey Hendrickson, but I'm not but I'm a big no on Garrett and Bosa. If we can't add Trey, just keep building from the draft. Other teams spending big now will pay the piper later. Yeah, 100% true with that. 100% true. Philippines, I don't want Mac, not much different from Smith. I'd say at this point in their career, unless you just get him for a rotational piece, who he's sitting. You got to sit one of them. T-Bone Lokes, I called Barnes as my long shot extension. Great news. Hey, there you go. Good call on that, by the way. Just no to Mac. Throw that Mosley money to Zeitler. There you go. Don't want him in Chicago, Detroit, or retire. Yeah, I hope we can keep him. Miles Mark, good morning, Daddy Gamer. Old Dark 100 out there west. That's great. Yes, it is, man. Talk about having dedication to the Duke crew. Kurt Steele Pierce, they are in the early stages of negotiations. Okay. And thanks for that, Kurt. JDC, higher ticket prices, better players? It might be true. Pierce, Kurt, what does your gut tell you about the final number will be? I'm thinking around $17 million per year, but what say you? My prediction is, for whatever it's worth, it's probably going to be between 15 and 18 million a year. Brett, Milesmeyer agreed. Zeitler staying would be great. It would be great. I like bringing back Barnes. Good move, says Philippines. Brent, oops, that was supposed to be Jess Cruz. Agreed on Zeitler. All right, no worries, man. Brent Pierce, I think the Jets are going to throw more money at Barnes. All right, it could be, but it sounds like Barnes is signed, so we should be all set there. All right, Chris Steele, Pierce Sargent, on average, but the cap number won't be that much per year. Good guaranteed amount up front. Yeah, it could be just that. They try to appease them that way. Bird time, hit the thumbs up button. Woo! And thank you for that. Jessica, no to Metcalf, yes to Patrick. Pierce, Kurt, I'm getting to the point where who's the first core guy to go? We'll find out in time. Somebody eventually will. Lions Talk Live, best Lions content available for us. Woo! Hey, thanks for that, Bergs. Thank you very much. Hey, there's a lot of great content providers out there. I just try to do my part as much as I can. JDC, Motor City Duke crew, you gotta love them. Frank, future cherry picker. Jeff Risden, with the change at defense corner, Shepard may use 3 linebackers more. Could be. Yeah, he could be exactly what he's thinking as a former linebacker. Jess, wish list, Hendrickson, Davis, Zeitler, and Patrick. Now, that's something to, woo! And I see what you did there. Phil, is there such a thing as not a formerly injured player? At some point, most players have been injured. Yeah, I can't really think of an NFL player who doesn't get injured. It's too much bang on the body. At some point, even the best person is going to get some form of injury. Pierce, Phil, no, but some way more injured than others. I'll go with that. Jess, no to Bosa, Metcalf, concurred. Berg time, I agree, Pierce. Phil, yes, the level of injury varies. Yes, it does indeed. Benjamin, what's up with the Seattle trade to Oakland? Hey, I guess they just wanted to go in a different direction at quarterback, right? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I was surprised they went with Sam Darnold, or at least got rid of their quarterback. So Gino had played pretty well for him, and I want to say he just signed an extension last year. Frank Tank, new kickoff rules. I wonder if we'll get them. JDC, Phil, boom, you hit the proverbial nail on the head. There's players injured to some extent each and every game. Yes, and a lot of guys are playing through injuries. Phil, JDC, thumbs up. Derek Wood, when will Martin do what we drafted him for? I'm hoping this year, man. Derek, I'm really hoping this year. If he doesn't do something this year, I think, unfortunately, we can all say he's officially a bust or just didn't pan out, whatever you want to say. I like the kid. He's got a lot of upside, but he's got a lot of stuff he's got to learn, apparently, still. Rocky, time for Goff to step up and restructure the contract. Just look at what Dallas did. 100%. And I wonder if he will. Pierce, Rocky, wasn't it the CD that restructured? I want to say their quarterback did, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't pay that much attention to Dallas, but I think that's right. Phil, it is time to stop criticizing the team and start getting excited about our team. Yes, I liked our team. I like them a lot. Phil, why are the Lions raising ticket prices so high? It's hurting the fans and the city, but people are buying them, and that's the tough part. If nobody buys them, Phil, the prices go down. They're selling out all the time. Prices go up, supply and demand. It is what it is. Here's Phil. I don't care if he doesn't want to play for the guy who thought replacing his quarterback was a good idea. Karma catching up to Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland, they were on the cusp of becoming something. We all get the story, man. They let their quarterback go. Now he's in Tampa Bay. They brought in the kid from Deshaun Watson from Houston. That obviously did not go well. Yeah, bad move, man. Bad move. It's set them back probably a decade. Berg time, good luck the rest of the way, Coach. Your girls should be very proud, not easy, what they are accomplishing. No, it's I think I said it earlier in the show, it's the first time they've won a district title in whatever it is, 15 years or whatever the math is. It's been a long time. So good for them, good for the school, good for all involved, man. See, JDC Magic 8 Ball says at some point in time, some humans will stop being the same old Lions fans. Yeah, give them time, man. JDC, only thing that will scratch that itch is a Super Bowl win. I like it indeed. Coach Rock, any intel on the South Christian coach? That's what I'll be doing later today once I'm done working with Micro Mike on his search. I'll probably come home and watch about 10 hours worth of video on him. Johnny V, good morning, Lions fans. Let's rip the meat off from the bone. Let's do that 100%. Phil, Coach is the best and hardest working content creator. And the best, I don't know about that. By the way, get ready to say goodbye to the hair. I promised the kids they could use a 2-guard or a 3-guard and shave my head since they won the district. So might be a little bit shorter hair for a few weeks. Phil, and the smartest, he married Jen Savage. Thornton, yes, indeed. Man, she makes me better and better. John, Broderick Martin is not good. Well, I'm hoping, John, that we'll see something more out of him this year. Maybe that's what I'll say. Just good luck on your next game, Coach. Well, yeah, and from here on out, man, it's a roll of dice. You don't have much time to prepare for anybody. You don't know them that well. We'll see. Miles Moore, every year, some fans gonna want Goff to redo contract. He already set the structure to help team. Just saying. Yeah, I'll go with that. John, what a waste of a 3rd-round draft picks. Okay. Coach Rock, Dallas has 2 restructures, Dak and CC. We'll go with that. Johnny V, I heard the word gajillion a gajillion times. You might hear it a few quadrillion more. How about that over the course of this show? All right, guys, I'm going to go out and get out of here, hit the gym, go, show some houses, and then get ready to do some coaching stuff. If there is breaking news later today, I'll get it over to you as quick as possible. Otherwise, if you would be so kind before leaving, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, hit the share button, hit all the buttons. Other than that, be a good human being, do something kind for someone you don't know, and we'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. Have a great day, everybody.
Excuse me, sir, would you... Donations to the Reverend Moon? Juice for Jesus? Read about Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism? How Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah. Scientology? Or nuclear power?